Well, he's ready to retire and step down, but Valeant's outgoing CEO Michael Pearson has some splaining to do to some congressmen who want to get to the bottom of how it is and why it is the company was willy-nilly raising prices, sometimes quadrupling them, for certain life-saving drugs. Charlie Gasparino on that. You know, Charlie, you and I chat about this. It's a tune we've heard before, but this isn't going away. What's at stake here?
Well, Martin Shkreli is the...
He's the poster child.
It's the poster child of this. Listen, I think this. I mean, listen, Valeant's a very controversial company. It was trading... It was a Wall Street darling at one time, right? $250 stock price. It's now down to $30.
That was a couple of months ago.
Yeah, that's just a couple of months ago. And the reason why is because a lot of stuff came out about its business model, particularly the business model of buying other companies and buying other drug companies, then jacking up the prices of those drugs. Now, I will say this. I've spoke to lawyers today. Not one lawyer I spoke to thinks this guy did anything illegal. That what he was doing was perfectly within the law. The real question will be the moral question. And can, you know, Congress, which raises all these moral questions, do a number on a business model of a company over moral issues? I mean, I think that's what we're coming down to. I don't think what he's done, and unless I'm missing something, is some terribly illegal.
No, it isn't. You're quite right. I mean, it's offensive. It's morally repulsive to those who depend on the drugs. All of a sudden found, that they've been double, triple, quadruple, and all of a sudden their insurance won't pay, and a lot of them that are left holding the bag. But it is perfectly legal, isn't it?
And maybe there's a way around this that, maybe the patents on these drugs, there should be some law, some mechanism where these patents are, it's easier to replicate, where there's some price competition. I mean, there's got to be
or that the companies themselves have an obligation to set up a fund to help those who can ill afford the big increases. That is very doable. But the main problem, I think, is the competitive problem. The fact of the matter is, it just shouldn't be Valeant selling these much-needed drugs. There should be a competition with other drugs and a way to basically I agree with that.
innovate
Even in the
out
face
of
of companies that say, "Hey, but we did a lot of R&D into this," they bought their way
into
a lot of
Neil,
this.
This is going to be a huge story. This is a Wall Street story. This is a political story, and it's right in the middle of an election where Obamacare is obviously something that's going to be bandied about. Despite Obamacare, what this guy did was legal. Remember that.
It was perfectly legal, is right. Charlie Gasparino, thank you very, very much. And without taking sides on a story that's a little near and dear to me, the bottom line is companies should look after their bottom line, but they also have an obligation to protect lives. So when it is they are willy-nilly jacking up the price of drugs that can save lives, and what they're doing is risking destroying lives, then that's not about money. That's all about being duplicitous bastards, isn't it? Again, just my point of view on this subject. We'll see you tomorrow.